I hope you're having an amazing day. My name is Colin, and in this video I will show you a full price prediction after launch for Affyn. Nothing in this video is financial advice, it is for entertainment purposes only. We have the Affyn chart right here. It launched just over an hour ago. The launch did extremely well, and I'll walk you through the most important things for the upcoming weeks and months for Affyn. Obviously, I joined the Affyn launch for the IDO on any pad. I committed $1,000 allocation, and I will give you some insights. If you want to look up the Affyn chart, you need to select Polygon, as it's in a Polygon chain. So what actually happened with the launch? I was not able to cover it live as I was helping the beginners in my private community for Digits Club. If you are not there, feel free to join us through the link in the description down below. It was a tremendous success. Anyway, the launch opened on the IDO price of 14 cents right here. Let me make the chart a little bit bigger. So we were at 14 cents. Liquidity got added quite quickly. They added about $500,000 in liquidity, and purchases started to come in on the first minute, basically pushing the price to about $2.76. For the first 5 minutes after, they started doing this at about 13:53, so 7 minutes to 2. For the first 5 minutes after 2 p.m., there was no claim available. So all launch pads were able to claim 5 minutes past 2. And I'm saying past 2 because that's GMT time, GMT plus 2, in UTC plus 1. That is the actual time, or I think UTC. Yeah, UTC time. So this was actually 1 o'clock UTC. But in mine it says because of the time zone. So basically, they rallied up the price, and then 2 minutes passed, basically 5 minutes passed. Here, the first claim happened, right? So now what you need to do is you need to claim from any pad or any launch pad that you did participate in. And then basically wait for quick swap. That was the DAX that was being used to be able to sell your initial tokens, right? So when we go to CryptoRank and we pull actually Affyn up, we'll see that the IDO was released 10% TGE, 10 days lock, and then 1% release daily thereafter. The launch pads were Oxbull, Pay Network, Communitas, TruePNL, and AnyPad. Then the private sales that went through Affyn themselves about a month ago do not actually have a 6-month cliff. I did this one, so the pre-sale actually. So the pre-sale price, 8 cents, which has a 10-day lockup and then 6-month linear vesting. So this is daily linear. So this is the next release up and coming together with this one, right? Looking at the current price, great returns on both of those. So the AnyPad pool actually didn't get sold out immediately. So they raised my allocation from 1,000 to 2,000, and then it didn't sell out again. So they raised it from 2,000 to 4,000. I did not commit the full 4,000 because of my risk tolerance. I have about $2,500 in the pre-sale allocation that's coming up in 10 days. And I only committed about 1,000. That what I thought was the right thing to do. Obviously, you can always look back. This launch went great. Would I have done 4,000 and made a lot more money? Yes. However, we didn't do that, so we don't have to consider it. I'm already extremely happy because I actually have a total amount of tokens of 7,000. I have claimed 714, and I was able to sell quite quickly. So in our private community, we do discuss the best opportunities, the best settings to sell early. And I was able to actually sell at about $2-ish. So I think I did really well. I wasn't on the first candle, so I wasn't super quick. So the claim went here. So I was just under about 186 or something, 190. I was right here. So I was still within the first minute after the claim because I actually got 714 tokens. And I sold it for about 1,400 something USDC. That is the pairing I used, which basically means I got my initial back and about a $400 profit, something like this. which obviously great because 90% of the tokens I have yet to receive, right? Even if I would have gotten my initial back, so basically selling at about $1.20, $1.30, that would have been great. I would have been very happy with that because now the rest of the tokens I'm basically getting for free on that IDO price, which is already quite a bit higher, quite a bit more steep. So right now it's sitting at about 5x, 4.5x IDO price and about 8x pre-sale price. So definitely good returns so far. What do we have to take into consideration? Obviously, when the traders who sniped the launch basically know that the IDO release TGE was 5 minutes past 2, so they started selling off here, right? Which makes sense. Then this is all the IDO people. Some are fast, some are slower, and it goes down. And at some point, there's always the next leg up, right? Which happened here. So you could have taken an entry right here and then sold at 100% ROI-ish later. But this is obviously quite a risky game. You need to know what you're doing in this case. Otherwise, you might get wrecked. Now, as you can see, when we move a little bit more to the right, the price is stabilizing. So still, there was a significant drop, about 100% drop here from 120 to 60, right? And that's like half. So 50% of your profits would be cut. However, not the all-time low, sitting at about 0.56 after IDO, because it did start at 0.14. You see huge leg up and then down. So basically this entire drop is the vesting release. So now the question is, in the medium short term, what can we expect from Affyn? Well, we have to wait 10 days, right? So if you were not able to sell, in my opinion, the best thing to do right now was to hold your tokens, wait for the 9th day after today, which is basically 1 day before the actual unlock will occur, right? Will the price drop at that point? Maybe a little, but very much not significant. Why not? Because the amounts are vested daily linearly. Same thing with the private and all other tokens involved. They are vested on a linear basis, 1% unlock thereafter. So these guys, the seeds are obviously going to dump, right? Because they have made a 30x, 32x return. So you can expect about $200,000 to be dumped into the market, right? It's sitting at a fully diluted market cap of 644 million, which is quite significant. So I do expect this price to come down a little bit, right? Would it come down to the IDO price? I don't think so. So I assume that it would go, assuming that the market conditions stay the same, right? And this is just some rough predictions, right? There's a lot of different variables involved. But Bitcoin is sitting at about 38K. Ethereum about 2.6K. So let's assume these would stay stable. Then I'm looking at an Affyn price of obviously between 14 and let's say 24 cents, right? Maybe 28 cents, maybe 1x, 2x from the initial, including the initial, sorry, which is 14 cents, right? So then you still have a good situation here. Because it's vested daily linearly, you will not see significant drops and the buying pressure will not be that significant. However, you might see like a linear downward trend like this on a minute basis as soon as these people claim. Because this is not the Ethereum blockchain, but the Polygon blockchain, the fees are very low. So if you would want to claim your tokens every single day, you could, right? Because in this case, when you commit, well, $2,500 and they're 8 cents, you would get a significant amount of tokens and it might be worth getting like 25 bucks every single day. I don't think I'm going to do that, right? But you could if you wanted to, because the fees are almost non-existent on Polygon, right? My strategy is to at least, as I already have my initial back on the IDO, plus 400-ish, which means that I have about 2,100 more invested into Affyn. I try to recover that initial probably on a weekly basis. I will claim once a week. I will sell it off if the price is at a lower low because of the Bitcoin discrepancies or the market volatility. I will just wait. I'll be patient because I know these seed guys are going to dump no matter what. They have a huge return, right? Even on an IDO price, they have a 7x, which I assume for a VC is good enough, right? It's only 200K anyway, so it's not super significant in that regard. These are a little bit more significant, but they have a 6-month cliff, right? And then the vesting is long. So the daily unlock linear here is important, and the IDO linear here is important. The pre-sale here, 8 cents, the one I did, is also 6-month linear vesting, but this is daily linear vesting. So that's definitely a good opportunity for you and me, according to my own opinion, not financial advice, to sell off these tokens, right? So my main strategy right now, and I'm still very much hyped about this project. I think Affyn is quite a cool project with their real world integration, but I think that is the most important component here as well. If they can actually pull it off, the real world integration, and what would that look like? Am I going to stay on board for the long term with Affyn? Sure, when I got my initial back. So I have 2,100 to recuperate first, and then thereafter I might hold the tokens for the long term once I have acquired them for free by basically selling off at the right time. That's basically my idea. So I'm going to sit still for about 9 days until that private sale release happens, and perhaps we'll cover Affyn again once more. So far, extremely good launch, very much happy about how this went and how the initial was recovered, which is always my number one goal. The money we put in, get that out and then accumulate more profits over time while we wait of 90% of the vesting to be released of this IDO, and we still have the private sale vesting coming up. If you're interested in having a chat about IDO's launchpads, feel free to join us in the Digits Club Discord through the link in the description down below. This was everything for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.